Hello everyone, welcome to a day delayed episode of Music of the Week. I've got 6 albums to go through, I'm just going to get through them. I've been sick for the past couple of days, I'm feeling a lot better today, but yeah, this video won't be as long as this thing usually is, so just be used to that. Anyway, 6 albums, let's go. We start with Annabelle and their new album, Worldviews. I thought it was a pretty solid emo album. Sort of has a nostalgic vibe to it. I didn't mind the performances. I thought that some of the riffs were pretty decent. Giving it a B minus though. I feel like it does try a bit too hard to go into that nostalgia lean. I don't think it's like badly done. I just feel like the pacing doesn't vary a lot. The lyrics, it was very difficult to pick up on themes really, which is not because emo lyrics are usually a lot easier to understand. But yeah, didn't really push itself in a lot of boundaries. I think the production was pretty clean though. Yeah, decent enough for me, and still as a loud recommend. Next is Carly Cosgrove with their new album "And the Cleanest of Houses Are Empty." This is also an emo band, more on the Midwest pop punk sort of side of things, and I quite like this one. Giving it an A. I thought this was really good. Had some really nice storytelling to it. Some pretty decent themes on it too. I like the performances. I thought the production was quite nice. I do think the pacing was a little bit weird, and I think it ends on a shorter song than it should, and like there's a song before it which it should have ended on, which obviously I'll remember the name by because I will have looked this up between cuts. But yeah, between cuts on the video, I should specify. But yeah, really good Midwest leaning pop punky stuff. Quite enjoyed it. Fairly catchy, good emotion, good performances. Not really many complaints, just really good stuff. Next is Crypt Sermon with their new album, The Stygian Rose. This is a epic doom metal, as they are described, which is different from normal doom metal because there's a bit more epicness, I think, is the key difference. Giving it a B plus. I quite enjoyed a lot of this. The guitar work, especially, was phenomenal to me. I thought the production was quite clean too. Performances are solid. I think the lyrical themes don't really go to a lot of places, and also quite a few of the songs drag. All in all, I still find it really enjoyable for a genre that can be really difficult to differentiate when it comes to bands who do it. This one at least tried to put in the effort a little bit more. He even experiments a bit with the sound, which I quite like. So yeah, if we could get more doom metal like this, that would just be kind of nice. Next is the Decemberists with their new album, As It Ever Was, So It Will Be Again. This is an indie folk rock band, leaning more on the folk sort of thing, who work in elements of like baroque pop and things like that, and they tell all these weird folklore stories, which has apparently always been their thing. Giving this one also a B plus though. I like the storytelling to it. I wish I could have understood it more. The performance was really good. There's a lot of unique instruments as well, which a couple of I'd never heard of, but they kind of work well. There's one called a bouzouki, which sounds like a kid trying to say the word bazooka. I don't know. I kind of like that. Yeah, solid band performances. Production's quite good too. I like the storytelling the most on the album, and riffs are quite unique. I think the pacing might be my biggest issue because a lot of the songs are fairly long. The last song's like over 19 minutes, and there's not a lot to it. Weirdly enough, there's not a lot of story to it. But I imagine it'll probably be a crowd banger at the live shows because they like to get the crowd quite involved in their live shows, which is quite good. But yeah, solid, really fun and eclectic sort of style on this. Next is the Early November with their self-titled new album. I can't remember which album number it is, but again, that's not something I've really covered a lot recently. Giving it a B minus as well. This was also much like Annabelle's Worldviews. This is also like a sort of emo-ish thing with a very nostalgic thing. Sort of throws back to the era that Annabelle were from, even though Annabelle's Worldviews and this album by the Early November is the first album I've heard by either of them. Even though I've heard about the Early November, I don't know if I've heard of Annabelle before. But yeah, I thought it was, again, pretty decent. Maybe a tad generic in some places, but like the good kind of generic. Production on this a bit too glossed over, I think. I think it's because the lead singer Ace Enders did the production. I feel like he didn't handle it super well, but it's still not terrible. It just doesn't really do a lot unique. Pacing's okay. I mostly just like the guitar work on here, and the drumming, and the performances of Ace, and also the band's drummer. Yeah, no, pretty solid for what it is. I just wish that, again, like with Animal's album, it would push itself in more directions. And finally, we have Julie Christmas with her new album, her new solo album specifically, Ridiculous and Full of Blood. This is a post-metal thing with noise rock elements, and the album itself actually includes like elements of like traditional and rock and even some shoegazy bits. I'm giving this one an A plus, and I like this one a lot, mostly for the same reason I liked Pupil Slice's album, which was my favorite album in 2023, their album Blossom. I don't think this album is going to be my favorite 2024, but it might be on my top 10. This album reminded me a lot of that one, just this experimental, really aggressive sound that helps. Julie's performance and her vocal range and emotional range, especially, are incredible. The backing bands, I don't remember any of their names, all do a really good job. The production's amazing as well. I believe it was produced by Andrew Schneider. Solid from that aspect. Really good lyrics as well. Solid themes of the main theme being like even the people who appear nicest on the outside can be really dark and fucked up individuals on the inside. That's a good theme. I really like that theme. And maybe it is a bit of a bit miserable at times, but like it fucking works. Experimental style that never loses its sight, which really pushes the pacing and framing into some really awesome directions. Central performance from Julie's great. Production's awesome. Riff work is awesome. I love the experimentation with instrumentation. And pretty much everything about this album rules. And next we get to the ranking system. As always, people care about these. I'll go with, at the bottom, the early November self-titled album, then Annabelle's Worldviews, then, probably the Decemberists with As It Ever Was, and then Cryptosome with Stygian Rose, Carly Cosgrove with The Cleanest of Houses Are Empty, and finally Julie Christmas with A Ridiculous and Full of Blood. Obviously the Decemberists album is titled As Ever Was, so it will be again, but yeah. But as always, go listen to all of these on your own time and formulate your own opinions, because that's what makes this shit kind of interesting. And favourite other things. Favourite album cover? I would have to say goes to Cryptosome the Stygian Rose. It looks like a sort of death metal D&D map. I don't know how to describe it because I've never played D&D and I don't know if it has maps. It just looks really cool. It looks like it's a good poster on the wall sort of album cover. Favourite song goes to 7 Days from Julie Christmas's new album. Really loved it. Great closer. The song that definitely should have closed the album. And obviously in text will be the one that should have closed Carly Cosgrove's new album. By the way, Carly Cosgrove is a band, I won't specify. I did think it was one person, but no, it is a band consisting of like 3 people. But yeah, I thought I'd get that out of the way. That'll about do it from me. Next thing you'll see me for might be the return show tomorrow. I did want to do it tonight, but I'm still sort of waiting on a tag team to get, because I wanted to do the tag team draft and then pretty much throughout all tomorrow, me and my booking council are just going to work on a con and get that hammered out for tomorrow night. But yeah, also I might do reaction tomorrow if I'm feeling better. That's all I can really think of. I'll see you all tomorrow for something. As always, thank you for watching. You're awesome. Bye bye.